29th of January 2020. Piotr here. It's my pleasure to be with you to prepare this market update preparation trading plan for FOMC evening. Many things going on currently. We have to remember it's T+2, so meaning it's a flow related to the end of the month. If you want to have a spot settlement, it has to be done today. So it's going to be very interesting to see the London fix, then the end of the US session as well, right? Plus FOMC, plus preparation for the Bank of England tomorrow. Many things going on currently. Let's have a look what's behind us. Good trade balance, weaker. Pending home sales much weaker than what market was expecting. Crude oil inventories bearish, right? And we are awaiting FOMC statement as well as Powell press conference. 8 p.m. CET statement, 8:30 p.m. CET press conference. That's gonna be very interesting from that perspective. No change to what we discussed yesterday when we were summarizing the market, meaning that first or one of my sell orders on S&P been filled. Well, it was nicely in the money, but well, hopefully at least we are going to see some kind of the stop count later today. We'll see. No change. I'm still waiting with the second order, so we'll see how it's going to play out. I might update the trading plan for S&P after FOMC, so stay tuned. Bearish oil, right? And here, well, that's what we discussed. Probably market is going to try to hit some more stops, and the thing is going to be the test of 50, right? Medium long term, I'm bearish on oil, as you know. Nothing new here, but they didn't quite hit my level today, right? I've been thinking that we might hit this Thursday low, right? That would be my entry. Unfortunately, looks like market is playing equal bounces, right? So unfortunately, I quite didn't get short here. For now, too close to the levels of 50. So unless we are going to get some kind of the spike, I'm not interested anymore. So I want to see either spike, or I'm going to wait for the breakdown below 50 and then eventually some kind of the retest rally, right? So that's how I see the things on the oil. But the most important thing here is, of course, the dollar ahead of the FOMC, right? So when it comes to the euro dollar, no change to what we discussed, still the same. Finally, we hit some levels, we finished the business. The funny thing here is that I'm pretty sure plenty of uninformed traders were trying to buy the yesterday candle, right, at the daily close. Well, not ahead of the event like this. So now we took the stops, we finally retest and closed or finished the business around 110, 109.90. We discussed, well, many times, if you remember, right? So now I can try to switch to the lower time frame, right? Let's have a look what we have on the hourly. The first thing first, from the bull's perspective, all right, we have to try to close above, right? Still some time left, and we have to take out this supply, right? Because from here we went lower, made lower low compared to yesterday, right? So overall, if market will survive FOMC here, we might see some kind of the rally to the upside, all right? Now, when it comes to the upside, of course, we do remember supply is on that spike high post German PMI as well. I think even bigger supply is here post ECB high, all right? So even if you are going to be long correctly, then be careful with levels close to 1045, 1055, and then again close to 111, 111.10, right? Because we are testing 110, I don't have a plan to sell here, okay? Rallies, yes, or with the close below 110, end of the week we stays below 110, then some kind of the rally at the very beginning of the next week, I might try to sell euro short below 110, right? Or on a retest. Otherwise, I'm going to wait for some kind of the rally. The thing is, if I'm going to be able to jump in closer to the FOMC, if I'm going to be fast enough, okay? And of course, the sellers, as I mentioned, 1050, 1060, 1090, 1110. So when it comes ahead of the FOMC. Next one is the cable. And here, very similar situation. If you remember, we were discussing cable. We are still trying to hold this trend line. Yesterday was good. Shadow. Also, upside. Oops, sorry. It looks like retest of the trend line. Let me make it one more time and bigger. Let me make it correctly for you. It's this type of the trend line, more or less. So it's some kind of the retest of the trend line, right? So we have this type of the trend line. So we have some confluence here, right? So 130. And to be honest with you, here is a little bit bigger challenge because we do have Bank of England tomorrow, right? But of course, as long as we are above, if we are going to get another daily close above 130, we might see some profit taking ahead of the Bank of England, so we might see some higher levels. Once we are going to break and close below 29.80, right? Once we are going to get below these levels as well as this swing low, the levels close to 2650, what we discussed quite a few times, right? Here. To the upside, in case of the rally from 130, 132, then 133, 134, 3550. All those upper shadows. Okay. Well, I think that on the British pound side, we might get an answer and solution rather tomorrow and not today. Well, the only dollar pair I don't have a solution for the long side of the dollar is dollar yen, right? Well, mostly because of the move below 109.60, 109.40, right? So what we do right now, the gap been closed, but I wouldn't be in a rush to selling dollar yen right here, right now. What I think might happen, because I already have risk of exposure, right? I'm short S&P 500. So, you know, I have a confidence and time, and I'm very patient. I'm going to wait for 1-to-1. So I'm going to see if we are going to retest this 109.40 109.60, and then I'm going to try to sell with 107.80, 107.60 as the first possible target. All right. So looking forward to sell dollar yen as long as we are below 109.60, right? But not in rush. It's still like 50 pips to the upside possible. All right. So waiting, and I'm going to see what's going to happen. Well, guys, not necessarily we are going to see the fireworks this evening, right? It might be that the move might be delayed by 12 or 24 hours, right? So in case of some fireworks, of course, I'm going to make an update post press conference. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to you tomorrow. Don't be trapped, guys, this evening. Fingers crossed, and see you around. Take care and goodbye.